last 10, 11 years, they have not gone a single day without a gunshot wound. And these are the same trauma physicians that will be treating our soldiers as well as soldiers across the world in a lot of these unfortunate incidents where they become a victim of a gunshot wound. So I think the impetus is there. I think the encouragement across the broad base of law enforcement, across many of the citizens, we are grateful that at the very least we have a resolution from the city asking our state legislators to become more involved and do what they need to do to close this gap in the straw purchases particularly. One of the largest straw purchase facilities was right here. It was an investigation that was originated out of the city of York that helped close an illicit gun dealer in a locality that ended up in approximately 36 federal indictments because we couldn't go state. We had to go with, federally. We're asking that the state legislature, through your encouragement, to close this gap even tighter. It's not a cure-all. It's not a silver bullet. It's common sense. It combines negligence and the malicious intent, and the lost or stolen is an issue that apparently is, and that one has never been decided by the courts. But the fact is, these guns are already owned. So it's not an attempt to prevent somebody from purchasing a handgun or be a legal gun owner. We're asking simply that a good common sense approach be taken. And finally, on behalf of the mayor and the administration, we'd like to commend Councilwoman Smith for her courage in bringing this forward initially as a piece of legislation. But we all realize this is the approach the council has decided, and that it is the approach that you feel is in the best interest. However, we would have certainly preferred a piece of legislation. However, we're grateful for this, and we want to thank you for this resolution.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. One thing I'd like to say is that I hear you on what the stand of the administration was. I had sat down with the mayor months and months ago, probably over a year ago when he first brought this up, and I clearly stated to him that and I repeated what Governor Rendell said, and I repeated what our solicitors determined, that I did not feel that doing an ordinance would be upheld, that because of the state law in the books against the local municipalities passing gun laws, that we could actually enforce it. And then I had other questions on whether it could be effective or not. However, I'm willing to vote for this to send a message. Previously, the previous year, the legislature, the House, did debate and vote down similar legislation. Eugene DePasquale, our state representative, did vote for it, and I would like to send him this message and have Senator Waugh. Now, that does not mean I totally believe that's going to be effective. There's going to be so much more that has to be done. I still have some concerns on whether or not that it'll be set up. I think the language that we used, I think, was much more reasonable, much more effective, provided more protection for lawful gun owners, which we want to make sure that lawful gun owners are not falling into this. And if if you do have something that was already used in a crime and it was so long afterward, and it would have to be used in a crime first before the other municipalities all enacted things saying that you just didn't report it and you were found to not report it, you can then fall under their penalties. Ours took that additional step of protection and saying that if you didn't report it and then it was used, then you could be held accountable. And I think the case could be made that that could be a reasonable thing, because if you are not responsible with something, with anything. Say you leave something out on your property, somebody trips and falls over it and gets hurt, they can sue you for it. And I think that if the legislature looks at our proposal, they can see that it is somewhat reasonable, and they could possibly put in other protections and make it more effective overall. So that is why, even though I have concerns with the local ordinance, that I will vote for this, because it establishes that.
With my children, when you drag me out here 6 frigging times, man.
I just asked
Okay?
you to have a
Yes,
seat. We're
it's
trying to
friggin' hard
conduct a
dealing with
meeting
this.
here.
You know,
All right,
and I know,
okay,
I've had to come here to
okay.
6 meetings,
We've been
man.
putting up with that
All
for
right.
like 20 minutes now. Just keep her in her seat. That's all I asked you. I'm not telling you what to
Okay.
do with your child.
Thank you very much.
I know that was
That is
inappropriate. That was
really
uncalled for and
inappropriate.
inappropriate, Jason. As much as we respect what you're here for.
Do you know how hard it is to come here 6 times to deal with this?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact, know how hard it is. And all we're at, you don't have to be rude and disrespectful. You don't have to be disrespectful. That's all
sooner
we're
we get-
asking.
Disrespectful. This has been rude and disrespectful, ma'am. You know, it's not easy dealing with 2 children, trying to keep them under control, but I don't have any other choice. I don't have a sitter that I can have watching. I've tried to be participating. I've tried to express 6 times.
We all get
And you know what?
frustrated, but you don't have to flip
Jason, we'll
somebody
we'll
off.
give you your opportunity in a minute, buddy. Hang on there, okay?
Okay, thank you. And I do understand, Jason, having raised 2 of my own kids and other kids that I deal with and a foster son. So to basically wrap up, and I thank you for your patience with that. To basically wrap up, we shouldn't fear a discussion. We're asking the state legislature to look at this, and I'm going to vote for it for that reason, because we shouldn't fear discussion. They have a long process set up where it goes through House committee, the House floor, Senate committees, the Senate floor. It could go back and forth to the House, but it's a very long process. They may find a way that can be done reasonably, but the bottom line, this may be, in the end, they may decide it is a good idea, but it's going to take so much more for the legislature to stop gun violence. They have to invest a proper amount in our schools. They have to help create jobs, give people hope, have them not find a reason to turn to guns and violence and other things, have to help us revitalize and work with us on so many other issues. So again, there's no silver bullet, there's no one answer, quick answer, and this obviously won't provide it. But I do think it's reasonable to discuss it, and I think reasonable minds can make it work, and even maybe the NRA can be a part of this and help make it work also. So I will be voting for it, and thank you.
I'm going to be very brief because I know Jason wants to speak first, and I got the children. I just feel that it's a cause that was worth fighting for. I did want an ordinance like the rest of many cities in Pennsylvania, but that's okay. I mean, I'll be happy with the resolution to send a message to the state that when you have the state police chief telling us, please do something about, from all over the states, actually all over the country, you know, and I think it's time to, whatever we can do, if we can save one child, we can save one person. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just talking about the city of York because that's who I represent. And it's people here that knows they're tired to see this many shooting of young kids, young people, and it's not, the world look at us like we're uncivilized. I mean, we're uncivilized. This is not a civilized country if we kill each other. 25,000 people get killed in this country every year from guns. It's more than we're losing the war. I'm tired. I've been working in the community for the last 25 years, and I